Chloe here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Welcome to Cooking with My Ironing Board. Today I decided to film a cooking video and today I am going to be showing you how I make my homemade spaghetti bolognese. So I hope you enjoy. Right guys, so at the minute on the cooker I have spaghetti on the hob just boiling. I have a little bit of warm water in the bottom of this pan, just a tiny bit. To that hot water I am going to add half an onion that I've diced and crushed garlic that's in this pot. I've already done it, you know, pre-done it because we're being all fancy, we're cooking today. So just add that into the water like that. And with these recipes, like my homemade recipes, these can be changed and mixed about and stuff like that. If you don't like onion or you don't like garlic, just leave them out because there isn't that much of a taste difference. Say you're a single mom or something and you want to make spaghetti bolognese that's quite quick and simple, but your kids don't like onions, or you're a bit worried about giving your kids garlic, maybe they don't like garlic, or maybe you don't like garlic yourself, you can just leave them out. It isn't like going to change the recipe that much, it's just without onions and garlic. But yeah, there you've got the garlic and the onions in the water there. Now we're going to put that on to boil, to steam for about 5 minutes, just so the onions and garlic start softening up. And then once they start softening up, we add in the meat. But again, if you don't eat meat, or maybe you don't want to add meat to this recipe, you can just leave the meat out because the sauce will taste pretty much the same without the meat. So if you're like a vegan or a vegetarian, you can just add your own substitute to this. It won't really make too much of a difference to the recipe. So this recipe is very open and subject to change. If you need to change it, you can change it, and it won't really make that much of a difference taste-wise. Like I've made this without onion and without garlic. Sam's girlfriend isn't really a fan of onions, so I've took the onions out, and there's not really that much of a taste difference. So if you don't like onions, or you don't like garlic, or you don't like meat, then you can just leave them out because it won't be too much of a difference taste-wise. That's what I want to stress with this recipe. So I am going to leave that to steam for about 5 minutes, and then I will catch up with you once I'm done. So yeah, let's go. Right guys, so while you're waiting for your onions to cook, well not cook, but to come to the boil, if you're having meat in it, if not, then you will need to skip this step. So you want to break up the mince before you add it into the pan, that way you can cook it all evenly and you won't get chunks, like big chunks of meat or anything. So what I like to do is slowly pull it apart, like that. I'll just pull it all apart, and it should look like that once it's all pulled apart. But yeah, I'm going to finish pulling this apart and then we're going to add it to the onions and garlic in a minute. So yeah, let's go. Right guys, so I've got you currently over the pan, so the onions are done. There is still a bit of water in there, but that'll soon boil away once we've added everything else. So now you want to add the meat to the onions and garlic. Again, like I said, this recipe is very open to change. It won't change too much taste-wise if you don't have meat in it, or you don't have garlic or onion in it. It just adds a little bit more flavour if you have the onion and garlic in, but like I said, everyone's tastes are different, but this is how we make it. So we're going to put that in there. So what we want to do now is get the spoon and just get those onions and meat all together. And then what we're going to do is we're going to leave the meat to cook, all the mince to be fully cooked, and you want to make sure that the garlic and the onion are mixed in fully. The pasta at this time, if you've already had it on the boil, should be done. So if it is done, just turn it off and just leave it there for a couple of minutes and then strain it. And then once your meat is cooked, you are going to add 1 OXO cube into the mixture. So you add that, and then you add the spaghetti in as well, and then we move on to the sauce. Right guys, so meat is cooked and spaghetti is in with the meat. I have just switched the heat off just so I don't burn the pasta because we're going to do the sauce now, and I want to show you how I make my sauce before I add it to the pasta and meat. So yeah, let's go. Right guys, so moving on to the sauce now. And the sauce is just the same. It can be picked and choose what you add into the sauce. So first things first, I have a jug here. So you need another stock cube. Just crush that in your hands. So we add that in. Then you want some mixed herbs. Now the mixed herbs are open. You just add as much as you want either way. So I just add a little bit of mixed herbs. A little tiny bit. Then you want a tiny bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. Just a tiny bit, not too much. Depending on how hot or how mild you want it. I add chili powder because I want that little bit of spice, but I don't want it to be like overly spicy. So I add mild chili powder in. So we'll just add a tiny bit of that in. There we go, that'll do. That's all your dry ingredients. Then you need to add a little bit of lemon juice. And then you need your chopped tomatoes. And I've left my chopped tomatoes behind me, so I'm just going to grab them. Now, you can use fresh chopped tomatoes or you can use tinned. I'm using tinned because it's just quicker, but you can use fresh if you want to. It really just depends on what you've got to hand, but I find the cheapest is these, so add them in. And then to rinse out the tin, I add a tiny little bit of water into the can, like that, and then I swirl it around. Waters down the sauce slightly, else it'll be like really thick when you come to mix. So once you've added everything in, you need to get some tomato puree. Squirt a good amount in there. Because this sauce I'm making is going to be quite thick and quite heavy, I add quite a lot of tomato puree because then it thickens the sauce for me, instead of having to use corn flour or something else. That's probably about 50 grams of tomato puree that was in there. Then all you need to do is mix them all together. I'm going to use a quick whisk just to get it done and out of the way. But yeah, you can mix this by hand. I like my sauce to be almost like a soup. It almost looks like a soup, but it isn't a soup. So I'll show you what I mean when I've done. So yeah, I've mixed all that together now. And as you can see, it's like a thick tomato-y demi sauce. Now, if you want the sauce to run a lot further, say you have a lot more people to cater for, you just need to up the ingredients slightly to the amount of people that you've got. You can add stuff, you can take stuff out, and it doesn't really affect the taste. But I've just looked at my spaghetti and the meat, and I don't think that this whole sauce is going to cover it to how I like. So if you're in that similar situation, all you need to do is a small cup, like a small mug or a small cup or something. I got a small baby cup there, but you can use like a cup measurer or whatever, and add some water in. You can add cold or warm, doesn't really matter because you will have to cook the sauce as well. So yeah, once I've added the water, I just give that another mix. And there you go, that is the sauce. So I'll just take that out. So like you can see, it's like a thick tomato-y sauce. Everything's all blended together and mixed together all nicely. Then all you need to do is add it to your meat and pasta. Bring it up to the boil almost, and then serve. And then there you go. So I'm gonna go and do that, and I'll show you what it looks like after I'm done. So yeah, let's go. Right guys, so the sauce is all cooked now. Once your sauce comes to like bubbling and it starts bubbling, so yeah, you want to make sure that the sauce is evenly covering the pasta and the meat, and you should end up with something like that. Then once it's brought to the boil, all you do now is serve. Right guys, so this is the finished look. I've just sprinkled a bit of cheese over the top because I like to do that. But yeah, that's what's on top of it. But this is what it should look like when it is all done. You can also make this recipe into like a pasta bake or something like that. And you can also use like different types of pasta. I didn't say that earlier. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It's very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So I'm going to go and enjoy that right now. Right guys, so that was how I make my homemade bolognese. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys have enjoyed, please leave a massive thumbs up. Leave some beautiful comments as always down below. Let me know if you try this or not, and let me know what you think of it. If you want to see more cooking videos, that would be amazing. Just let me know either way. Finally, if you haven't yet already, please, oh please, please hit that beautiful subscribe button. As I am filming this, we are at 674 beautiful and fabulous subscribers, so thank you guys so much for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see all you beautiful people Friday for another video. Bye guys.